that seems good. Audio check. Okay. Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Joshua and this is Rooftop. In today's workshop, we're going to be creating another sort of snowy landscape painting, you could say. So let's begin. All right. Oh, hold on. Okay. So as you can see over here, this is the reference that we are going to use. Right. So for this, previously I had shown you how we can, skip the drawing process and then start with the painting. But now for this one, I will start off with the drawing and then move on to the painting part. So if you look at this side over here, we can see this land, right? One second. Let me just change this. Yeah, okay. So we can see over here, we can see the snow over here. So it starts from this side, somewhere just below the center, and over here it's almost close to the corner. So I will start off by just marking that out. I'll put this over here, and then this should be right below the center line, so right about here. That should be good enough. And then I'll just draw a line down like this. Simple, right? And then I will draw the tree as well. So the tree would be somewhere around here up until the top like that, almost till there. So this part we'll bring it down and we'll give it a bit of texture also, like that. And then this one would also be a little bit over the center. So if this is the center, a little bit to the right side, we have this here. So if this is my center, a little bit to the right side, we have this one put down. Now we can adjust this also. Now if you look at this, it's a little too much to the left, so then I can just connect it down like that. I'll take my eraser and remove this, and then this as well. Now it doesn't matter even if this part is being shown, because as we paint over it, it's going to be hidden at the back. Alright, and then at the back side we'll have a few more trees, just like this. And over here we have a small dune-like structure. Yeah, so that's going to be it for our drawing, and now we can start with the painting part. Okay, so for the painting I will start off with the sky first, and then I will move on to the foreground. So I'll start with the background and then the foreground. So for the background, I am going to take some blue over here. Then I'll start off with a little bit of white, just to see the type of color we get. Oh, hey Kashinath. Nice seeing you again as well. Alright, so I'll start off by... Oh, hello Neha. Just on time. Watercolors? No, this is acrylics only. I could do it in watercolors, but then it would become very, what do you say? The colors won't look as strong as it should be. It would look a little dull on camera. So due to that reason, I decided to stick to acrylics for most of it, and if necessary, then we can do watercolors. I was thinking of implementing gouache as well. It is still something we yet to decide on, but hopefully in the future you can see us bring that also. Alright, and then over here also I'll put a little bit. Now this is a little bit lighter. So if you look at the reference, right, that is used now, that is painted using a lot of thick paint, but over here we won't be doing it like that. We're just going to paint it normally. Because for the thick paint, right, I would suggest having the tubes rather than the bottles like this, because this tends to be a little too liquidy, or it isn't firm enough, you could say. So it'll just drip. Which shade of blue? This is Prussian blue, but if you have ultramarine blue as well, that would be much better. I think December is going to be Christmas workshops. Yeah, so we're going to be doing Christmas workshops and a few, folk art as well. So folk art, we're going to be keeping it thrice a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Wednesday? What day is it today? Oh, today's a Thursday. Okay, I think I'm losing track of time. I thought today was a Wednesday. Alright, and then over here, wait 1 second, let's grab a sip of water. Pencil shading workshops. So pencils, we mostly keep it on Mondays. Let me check. Yeah, so pencils are mostly on Mondays, and then the rest of the days we do craft and acrylics and maybe watercolors or origami. So we mix it up like that in between. But if you want a pencil shading workshop or a pencil drawing workshop, then let's see, I'll try making that happen in between. Alright, so now I'll just add some strokes like this, and it's okay, you can cover the tree. Make sure you don't try to leave some space like this around the tree like that. We don't want that to happen. If there is color there, just apply it like this. It's okay if the tree gets covered. Alright, and then I'll take a little bit more white. Maybe a little bit of water. Just like that over there, a little bit this side. Okay. So you see the blue that is there on this side and a little bit in between over here. So I'm just putting that down beforehand itself, and then I will paint the lighter colors on top of it. Right, now I'll clean my brush. Alright, and then I'll take some more white, a little bit of blue, and mix it at the side. Now I can start applying some of this over here as well. A little bit there, a little bit here. Yeah, that should be good enough. Okay, now I can start taking the yellow color. Just make sure I clean this properly, because if there is a little bit of blue in my brush and then I take yellow, it is going to turn green, and we do not want that happening. I'll take some more yellow. So I'm using some of the colors that I had already used for the morning's workshop, and some of them have dried out, like this yellow. So I'm going to be switching a bit back and forth. And let me refill my colors. Okay, that was a lot. Okay, so now I'll take a lot more white and mix it in here. Okay, and then I will apply this towards the side, and then a little bit in between also, like some very rough strokes basically, and then here as well. Then I can take a little bit of red, not too much, and mix it in with the same color that we made. So I'll get a slightly orange color, and just be a little bit, loose with your brush strokes. Like this. A little bit in between, take a little bit more yellow, a little bit more red, try to darken this orange color that we have. Yeah, just like that. Since we're not painting with thick paint, there will be some variation in between, but overall the concept and the way of painting is going to be the same. So I'll just apply this color everywhere over here, just like that. Maybe some over this side. This may be a bit more red, and then I can apply these other colors a little bit in between, not everywhere. Alright, only wherever it is necessary, you could say. This side, some of it over here. So we'll need to keep going between colors again and again. Like over here, if you see, it's a little too dark, whereas in the picture we have some light strokes. So we'll keep going a little back and forth over here. Okay, like this. Then I'll clean my brush. I'll take some of this white color and then add them in between like this. And try to make them a little directional so that it looks like the sky is flowing in a particular direction or the clouds are going in a particular direction. And some lines you can keep thin, some you can keep thick, some short, some long. So this variety will add a lot more interest to your drawing. Just like that. Okay, now that I'm done with this, I will take some yellow color now and make a little bit of green into this. So I'll take some yellow, maybe a little more yellow. Then I will take a little bit of blue that I have, because blue and yellow will make green color. I tried the clock tower workshop and pencil landscape and it did not go well, so I wasted 1 hour for nothing. Well, that is not called wasting. Like I said, that when you are learning, you need to be patient with yourself. Expecting yourself to do something as someone with a lot of experience would when you just started out is very unfair to yourself. It's like saying you go to school and you've open your textbook, you've read everything, so now you need to teach a class. That does not make sense, right? Just because you have a textbook, just because you've been in school for 2-3 years, that doesn't mean that you need to teach a class now, or you need to teach your own grade, right? Now you pass, say, 5th grade or 6th grade, that doesn't qualify you to teach the 4th grade, right? These are baby steps that you take to grow, gain experience, learn new things, feel at things, learn from them, and then eventually come up with your own accumulation of experiences and techniques and knowledge, and then you do it your own way. Like now what I'm showing you is not just something that I have learned in college. It is something that at one point I also failed at painting, and at one point I also failed at understanding, and then eventually through trial and error, which is right now what you're going through, trial and error. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it doesn't work out, and that is okay. There's nothing wrong in that, and it's not a waste. If you wanted to draw what you said, like the clock tower workshop and pencil landscape, if you wanted to do that and then you didn't do it, now that is a waste of opportunity, because you had the willingness to do it but you didn't go ahead with it. Now you won't get that time back to do it. You can do it much later on also, but instead of doing this at a much later time, you could have done it back then itself, but now you won't get the time again. So you'll have to take twice as much of time to create what you want to create. Yeah, so that's basically how I would think about it. If it turned out well, good. If it didn't turn out well, still good. You're trying, you're learning. Now, if you've seen the sketchbook I showed in the evening workshop, you'll see that those drawings are nothing compared to what I do in my workshop. So just pencil drawings, some look good, some look bad, some are incomplete, some I'm thinking of starting but I don't start. So even me with all this skill and technique and all of this to create these paintings, even I have times where I throw out some of my paintings, and I do actually. But even if I do throw them out, or even if I do start or stop in between, I will still try to recreate it again. Please repeat the shades for this green. I'm using, so for this green, I'm using more yellow and less blue. So it's the same yellow and blue that I always use. This one is lemon yellow, and lemon yellow, blue and white. So now it just depends on the ratio that you're using it in. So if you look at this, it looks pretty bluish over here. But now when I put it down, you can see how it looks bluish green. And now if I take a little bit more blue, like that, let me just take a bit more. This part seems to be a bit darker. And I put this down. Like this. And then over here, you see this also has yellow and white, but now there is more blue in this yellow and white, which is why it looks like this. So now see, now I'll make this color again. So for that, I will take some more white color. Maybe I'll take a little bit more white. No, actually this should be about enough. I'll take a little bit more white. Still looking bluish. So I'll take some yellow and mix it in. Just like that. And now I can apply this color down here. There you see. So it just depends on the ratio that you use it in. Yeah, there you go. Just like that. Okay. Now that this part is done, we can still do some more for the sky, but I'll look into that a little later. Alright, now this color we can use a little bit in the sky as well. We can use a little bit of this color in the sky. Now, why am I using this color in the sky? We don't have mountains in the sky, right? So can any one of you guess why I'm using this color in the sky or for the sky? Just give a random guess. It doesn't need to be right, but it will at least get your mind thinking. Why do you think I'm using this color for the sky, this green color? So it is the same color that I'm putting on top. Gray clouds. No, I mean, if you look at the reference, there aren't any rainy clouds or anything like that. And plus I'm using green color, I'm not using gray. So why am I putting a bit of this green color on the top? Try to think of it in a more scientific point of view, not in a painting point of view. That'll give you one hint. I mean, that is my hint. Think of it more from a science perspective. Because remember, whatever you paint follows the laws of science, color reflection. Exactly. Like when you go to the beach and you look at the sky, it's blue in color. But why is it blue? Of course, one is the sun rays and all of that, but the other is also the color. Oh no, that's the other way around. My bad. But yeah, basically, color reflects off of everything. Now, if you look at even this, what do you say? This brush, the orange color from the light on top is reflecting, plus I have a ring light also here which is white in color, which is also reflecting here and onto my hands, which then bounce off of the wall and then come back onto my face, onto my shirt. This is why I see a lot of different colors also. So even if I take this yellow color and I put it close to this, you will see this color slightly change. I don't know how much of it you can see on camera, but the color will slightly change, and that is because the color from the objects around, they tend to bounce. So because of that, a little bit of this green also I am putting it on top. So yeah, because painting also, as much as it is, technical and with skill and practice, it has also a lot of science being used behind it as well, especially if you look at colors. Alright, now I can start working on to the mountains and the trees. So for the tree over here, what I will do is I will take a little bit of red color also, and a bit of blue, okay. So I will take my red over here, I'll take some blue color and I'll make a dark purple, but this dark purple is gonna look more black on screen. So I will just take this and I will just start by putting it upwards like that, add a few strokes here, a few strokes this side, some coming downwards like this. And you can overlap the sky also. Don't try to what do you say, go along the line. Paint over what you have already painted. Okay, like this. Then some of it over here. Then we have the tip of the trees, just like that. Okay, so this is going to be the base of our tree, the base color of our tree. Artwork is done here. Great, thank you. And hopefully it's going to turn out better as I keep painting this. Alright, then over here, let's add some, yeah, just like that. Okay, now I will take some white and I will mix it in. I don't want it too bright also, but I don't want it too dark as well. So I will test it out and see whether this is a good color. Yeah, that seems decent enough. And now we can overlap this dark color that we've put also. this, and then some over here. And see, I'm only putting it wherever I find it necessary, and I'm not going a particular manner or in a particular way. If I feel I need to put it here, I'll put it there. That's what I'm doing right now. Or if I see it somewhere around this side, I will put it in that area. Okay, I'll take a bit more, and then I will put this a bit here. Remember to leave some of the darker shades as well. Don't just cover everything. Yeah, that seems good. And then a little bit this side. Okay, then I'll take some more white, mix it in. Now we won't be overusing this purple. The sky looks insane. Thank you. I'm glad it looks like that, but I believe I still have some more work to put into the sky. Okay, then I will put some more purple over here, just some small, I wouldn't call it highlights, but just a small touch of purple a bit here and there. Maybe some this side also. So you see, you're already getting that heavy or dense kind of feeling just looking at this. So while I paint, right, not only am I telling you, what I'm doing, but I'm even telling you how I think, because when it comes to painting, just having the skill is not important. It's about having the correct thought process as well, which makes it a lot easier. Not just easier, it helps you become a little bit more creative also. It doesn't limit you to, oh, if you look at this area here, or over here, this side, you can see this little bit of white. So I'm going to draw a nice line like this, and then it will become too straight. That looks very unnatural. So I'll just add a bit of some unevenness like that. Yeah, that should be good enough. Then maybe some here. Okay, now I will clean my brush. So I'm using two palettes since these are small. I'm using one palette for warm tones and one palette for the cool tones or cool colors. Okay, so I will take my blue. I'll take some white first. Then I will take my blue color and mix it in. Now this blue is a little too bluish. It doesn't really match with that, right? So one way to get, matching colors in your painting is to take some of the colors that you've already used at the side and mix it into the colors you are making. I'll take maybe a little bit more. Just like this. Okay, now I can try painting this. Let's see if it is too bright, then I can darken it a bit. Okay, so I'll just take a little bit of red and mix it in, a little bit of blue, I'll start with a slightly darker tone, not that much of a difference also, and I'll keep it a bit patchy. I won't cover up everything. because when snow falls, it doesn't cover everything evenly. Some parts have more, some parts have less, some parts are uneven, some are at a higher elevation, some at a low elevation, some are flat, some have a lot of texture to it, some have holes. So because of that, we won't be covering each and every part. So you'll see me leave some gaps in between. So just like this. A little bit this side. Yeah, look at that. Now you can see how it's a lot more along the same color schemes. And then here, now see, now since these are the back, I won't put too much of this color. Hold on. My voice is going. Oh wow, my camera also went. Even better. Okay. So different from other artists. I'm glad you're enjoying this stream, Kashinath, and I'm glad I can help not just you but everyone else as well. Yeah, to some degree, I do try my best to not make the stream, a little boring. We're just looking at paintings, because I remember back when I was still learning art, I would look at a lot of videos here and there, and I would just skip or skim through them. So based on my experience, I try to not make it as, I try to keep it as interesting as possible. Oh, hey Anoshka. It's been a while since I've seen you on stream. Or come back on stream. Okay, now I'll add the same color a little bit towards this side also. That tree looks pretty cool. I'm starting to like how this tree is turning out. Okay, now I can, you know what, I'll take the same color actually and I'll apply it over here also. Since a little bit of this color is going to be put here, I'll just apply this color here like that. Again, make sure we keep it uneven. Gotta go for now. Oh, okay, thank you for joining, Kashinath. I hope with whatever you have seen so far, you got to not only enjoy, but got to learn something new as well. Okay, now in this, I will add a little bit of blue and a bit of red as well, so you can have this slightly purplish kind of hue, just like that over there. And then the same thing here. And don't blend any of this, let it be as it is. because that is going to add, or it's going to make it look a lot more natural. So blending is not everything when it comes to getting realistic type of paintings. Sometimes the simpler it is, the better. And then the same thing here. Oh, that is a little too smooth. Yeah, just like that. And I'll take some more white. So again over here, see, I'm going to hold it very loose and then just put it down. It's like this also. I'll just go a bit back and forth. Very loose. I'm not doing anything to the brush. I'm letting it naturally. So over here I can actually try to shape it up. But the rest, see, it looks so natural already. Over here I'll add a little bit. Okay. Alright, now I'll just clean my brush a little bit because I have a lot of paint in my brush, and if I want to add white to it, I will need a lot of white. And in case you're wondering, my camera has died, so I won't be able to, keep my camera on for this workshop. But hopefully by the next one it is charged. Okay, now in between this I can add some lighter strokes like this, and just keep it very swift and smooth, like this. A bit over here, a little bit this side, and slightly on some of the edges over here. I think I can add some of this to, oh, look at that. I don't know if you can see it taking shape, but I know this is going to make it look so much better. And again, in just certain places, not everywhere. So the higher the branches, the more we'll add this color, and the lower we go, the less we're going to add it, because now we have a lot of shadow over there, so there'll be relatively less in this part. That part is okay. Yeah. That should be about good enough. Add maybe a little bit at the top. Okay. And now when it comes to this side, I'll make it a lot more purplish in color. Okay, now I can start adding a little bit of this here and there. Okay, not too much of this, because mostly we'll be using a lot of white color. Just in certain places we can have it. Okay, I'll add some final touches over here and then paint the lighter tones. Okay, I think that should be about enough. Clean my brush properly. And then I will take some white color and some yellow, mix it in nicely, and then I can start applying this color a little here and there. Remember, even though you're applying it on the white side, apply some on the darker areas as well. So a little bit like this, overlap them, and then if you look at this blue part over here, I'll add some few strokes, a little bit this side. Just remember, these are highlights, so it's going to be very bright, and plus snow is highly reflective. Now, I myself have only seen snow once, but based on what I've observed in videos and stuff, and the one time I've seen snow, it is highly reflective. So over here also I will put a little bit. Oh wow, look at that. This. Okay, and then some color towards the top. Ah, that looks lovely. It came out just perfect. This is a little too thin, so I'll add a bit more color and then apply it to this side as well. You can just at few spots, not everywhere. And here also. Yeah, there you go. A little bit this side. You can add some more strokes over here, a little bit into the sky. And then if you want, you can remove a little bit of the paint from your brush and then just add these strokes in between. That way you don't be too bright and it will be diluted enough to, give you a combination of this white color and the green color or whatever color you put at the back. Yeah, I think that should be good enough. So knowing how to paint is one thing and knowing when to stop also is another. So here you go. This is, well, I was going to say the painting, but it is clearly stuck. So this has been a snowy landscape. I have a lot of paint on my fingers as well. So I hope you enjoyed this workshop. We're painting something new for each and every one of them, and we come up with different colors, different themes, different ways of painting, different styles of painting, so that way we cover up almost everything in art. But there is always something new to learn each and every day. So that's all for this workshop. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you all again at 5:30. So take care, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.